Sorry.
David, your book, Backbone, Surviving the Road Less Quantified Toward a Deeper Understanding of Qualitative Research. Not only is it a great read, but I really think it comes at a time when the market research landscape, there's a lot of change taking place, with the induction of AI and some of the other technologies. So how do you see the future of qualitative market research as the industry is evolving?
Well, long before AI came in and, is about to rearrange research like a hurricane rearranges a trailer park. Long before that was our friend the pandemic. So a good portion of my book talks about my frequent international travel to conduct focus groups. So that all came to a screeching halt in 2020. In fact, many focus group facilities just shut down. Some of the larger ones gobbled up some of the smaller ones, and then pretty much everything went virtual. And so that was the first game change was going from in person to virtual. Now we straddle both, right? Because pandemic's over and there are labs and facilities and people still go to them. But that really shook the qualitative world. Uh, and then from my own perspective, and using body language in my practice, I advocate that all qualitative research need to study body language, given that most of the communications in which we engage are nonverbal. To me, it's just a no-brainer in terms of when you're talking to people, how do you know that they're picking up what you're throwing down? What are the telltale signs? Now, if you take an experienced qualitative researcher who's also experienced in nonverbal intelligence and you sprinkle in a little AI, that becomes the most accurate way that we have right now of interviewing somebody qualitatively. And that is that we use body language to determine whether somebody is comfortable or uncomfortable answering a question. And we have AI that's trained to see the same things I am, backing me up like a backstop, and nothing gets by us. When I see contempt, which is a sign of kind of dislike or superiority, when I see that and the AI sees it, we're pretty certain that we saw contempt. So, for example, Paul, uh, I'm talking to somebody and all of a sudden I see them flash a sign of contempt. Okay, I saw it. Now we go back and we look at the artificial intelligence backing me up. It's trained to see the same emotions, the same micro expressions that I'm trained to see. And if it registers contempt, we're pretty sure that that person was contemptuous at a particular point in time and having uttered words because we're also matching their body language with their words. And it is super powerful.
Wow, that's amazing. So, with all these changes, as people are embarking on careers in research, how would you tell them to prepare? What advice would you give them to prepare as they're starting a career in qualitative market research?
You really have to observe somebody like myself to get into this game. That's the first thing you want to do is you want to get into a research company where you can uh, begin to observe moderators that have 10 years experience and watch 50 to 100 focus groups and then do an in-depth interview and then do another in-depth interview and eventually you work your way up to doing a focus group or sitting in with a moderator in the lab in the focus group environment while they're conducting the group. So that's the way you get experience in this industry is by doing. And of course, there's all sorts of programs that you can take for moderator training, but I believe strongly that nonverbal intelligence has to be incorporated in any of the training. Thus far today, it's not.
That's great advice, and I really appreciate it. Listen, I encourage anybody out there to read Backbone. It's going to absolutely transform the way you look at life, but also the way you look at market research. Thanks, David.
Paul, thank you so much. Take care, and I hope to talk with you soon.
Absolutely.